Like every day, I get up and go towards bathroom. After taking a shower, I put on a white loose shirt with black ripped jeans and walk toward the kitchen to make breakfast for myself. A few minutes later, I made my breakfast and put it on the dining table. Suddenly my phone started ringing. I grabbed my cell phone and looked at the screen to see who was calling me early in the morning. Unknowingly, a smile spread across my face after seeing the caller ID, and I received the call. Hello, I answered the call. Where are you? A sweet voice came from the other line. Well, good morning to you too. I greeted sarcastically. Tell me, where are you? I don't have time for this greeting set. I rolled my eyes and took a sip from my juice. Girl, I asked you a question. She yelled, where do you think I should be right now? I yelled back. No need to yell, okay? It was not my fault that you lost your job and now you are unemployed. She said calmly. Yeah, it was me who called my boss wife and told her about all his affairs, right? I say sarcastically, you know, Ryan, I did it for your sake. The man was so rude towards you, I couldn't stand it. She replied in almost weeping voice. In fact, I love her bitchy nature. And what she did to my boss, I am really happy for that. But the problem is, now I have to find a new job. That sucks. Alright, tell me why did you call? I asked. Seriously, Ryan? One day you will die from my hand. Silly girl, today is my engagement. There is a function tonight in my mansion. I told you a week ago, and here you don't remember about this important event. She scolded me, and I mentally slapped myself for forgetting about her engagement. Who told you I don't remember, huh? Of course I remember. And I know you called me to inform me the time of the function, right? I say contentedly, but I knew she would not believe my lie. Okay, come to the function at 7 o'clock in the evening. I will punish you for this big fat lie of yours at that time. She said, which made me laugh. Fine, we will see who will punish whom. I said with a smirk pulling upon the corners of my lip. And I am sure she can feel my smirk without watching me. Yeah, we will see. Now bye. She hung up quickly and I again chuckled at her behavior. We have been friends for 8 years and whenever she tried to punish me, she ends up getting punished by me in the end. Her name is Jennifer Smith. She is the daughter of famous businessman Edward Smith, whereas I am an orphan. I met her in the middle school. I used to stay far away from rich people. But she was something else. She was not a spoiled child, and when she asked me for friendship, I couldn't say no after watching her puppy's eyes. My thoughts were interrupted by the sound of the text message. I unlocked my mobile and saw that it came from Jennifer. My driver will pick you up at 6 o'clock. She texted. I was about to reply back when I received another message. And I don't want to hear no. I smiled and replied her back with okay. Even she is the daughter of a famous businessman, but I have never used her and I never will. She even asked me for the job in her father's company, but I refused it. I don't like to take favors from other people. I quickly finished my breakfast and went out to look for a job. Seriously, life sucks sometimes. After searching for hours, I finally got a job in the cafe. After meeting the owner of the cafe, I left for home to get ready for the function. As Jennifer said, the driver arrived at 6 pm. I greeted him and sat inside the car. After a few minutes, we finally reached the mansion. I opened the door and came out of the car and made my way inside. As I stepped inside, my eyes roamed on every corner of the hall to search for Jenny, but I couldn't find her. As I was searching for her, someone put their hand over my eyes to cover them. Guess who? I chuckled at her childish behavior and replied, bitch. She laughed and uncovered my eyes. I turned around and hugged her. Come on, let me meet you to my father. She grabbed my hand and dragged me toward her father. Dad, look, Ryan is here. He said joyfully, to which Mr. Smith smiled and hugged me. Mr. Smith loved me as much as his daughter. He always helped me in a difficult situation. Now that you are arrived, teach your friend some manners. After all, today is her engagement, but she is still acting like a 5-year-old who's going to cut her birthday cake. Mr. Smith said teasingly, to which Jennifer pouted. Dad, she ran by clutching his sleeve. Why do you always tease me? Mr. Smith and I laughed when we saw her complaining like a kid. Looking at her like this, no one can tell that she is going to be engaged today. We were talking and laughing when all of a sudden all the women in the hall gasped. I turned around to show what had happened. but met with grey eyes. There was a man standing there who looked around 30 years old. He was wearing an elegant black suit and was looking very handsome. I could hear women whisper about how handsome this man is. Mr. Smith excused himself and went to meet that man. That man averted his eyes from me and shook hands with Mr. Smith. Jenny, who is he? I asked her. Love in the first sight, huh? She teased. I was just curious. His name is Jungkook. He is the CEO of Jeon company and he is also Dad's business partner. He became famous at a very young age and he is also very handsome. All the girls are head over heels for him. She replied calmly. I hummed and took a sip from my drink. I was constantly feeling someone's eye on me, but I didn't dare to look at the owner of those eyes. Soon the function started. Jennifer and her fiancé exchanged rings with each other. Then everyone joined the floor for the dance. I was having drink and getting bored when someone came up to me. Can I have a dance with this beautiful lady? I looked up and saw Jungkook. For a moment, I forgot to breathe. Damn, he is looking so handsome. My inner voice echoed in my head. I came back to my senses when he cleared his throat and asked, Can I dance with you? He extended his hand for me to take. I looked at his hand and then his face. I'm sorry, I cannot dance. I said politely. I thought he would go back, but the next moment he grabbed my glass from my hand and gave it to the waiter. Then he held my hand and dragged me towards the dance floor. Everything happened so suddenly that I didn't get the time to argue. Once he reached the dance floor, he held her waist, intertwined their fingers, and started moving his body in rhythm to the music. Ryan kept looking down and matched his step. Ryan herself didn't know what had happened to her, why she was surrendering herself to him for doing anything to her. All the time, Jungkook was admiring her facial feature. He couldn't hold himself longer and leaned close to her ear. You are looking gorgeous, he whispered in her ear while placing a strand of her hair behind her ear softly. She flinched by his touch, which didn't go unnoticed by him. Let me go, Mr. June. She grabbed his hand from her waist and pushed it away. Before she could walk away, Jungkook backed her. The hall lights were dim, so no one could see them at all. Ryan again tried to free herself from his grip, but he was much more stronger than she thought. Mr. June, please. He didn't let her finish the sentence and turned her around to face him. Cut the crap, princess. I know you want me as much as I want you. He whispered softly. What do you mean? Ryan frowned. Don't play innocent here, princess. Just tell me how much money you want. I will give you the double. You only have to spend one night with me, he said with a cold voice, but that didn't affect Ryan. And she gave him a death glare. Do I look like a prostitute to you? She said while gritting her teeth. Her reaction amused Jungkook, because no one ever talked back to him like this. He smirked, running his finger down her cheeks toward the line of her jaw. He replied in his husky voice, All the women are sluts. All they want is just money. That made her eyes go wide. She wondered what kind of a man he was. That's what he thinks of women. Are you son of a slut? She asked, looking straight at him with burning eyes. Jungkook gave her a death glare before grabbing her forearm roughly and crawled over her face. Don't dare talk like that about my mother. She regretted saying that, but showed no sign of fear and again spoke confidently. Why? Isn't she woman? He was taken aback by her behavior. He was not expecting this reaction from her. She is indeed fearless. His conscience says, I said don't talk about my mother. He roared. Then let go of me. She pushed his hands away and took a step. But the next second, she felt him pulling her back. It will be just one night. After that, we will not cross each other's path, he said calmly. Didn't your mother ever tell you to show some respect to a woman? She whispered yell, fearing that someone might hear them. I am warning you for the last time. Don't dare to talk about my mother. His eyes again got fierce as his jaw was clenched. Let me go, or I will scream. He looked into her eyes before pulling a smirk on the corner of his sinful lip. I dare you. Her chest was heaving up and down from anger. She wanted to vent her anger on him, so she did what came to her mind. She spat on his face and called him man-war. Jungkook's eyes became bloodshot. He was looking like a beast. Ryan's heart was pounding crazily. She just wanted to run and hide somewhere far away from him. She didn't know what he will do next with her. What do you think of yourself, huh? He asked with his eyes shooting fire towards her. I was being nice to you, but now you will see what I do with those who dare to disrespect me. He grabbed her face and forcefully kissed her. Her eyes go wide. He was kissing her roughly. She tried to push him, but he didn't budge. That's it. Her mind screamed. She placed her hands on his chest and pushed him hard, causing him to break the kiss and stumble back. He turned to give her a death glare, but the next moment, his face instantly turned to the right side with the impact of a hard slap. How dare you touch me, bastard? Everyone's attention was drawn to them, but they were even more surprised to see the man standing in front of a girl with a red fingerprint mark on his cheeks. Jungkook's face was turned to the right side and was fuming with anger. He saw all the cameramen taking picture of them from the corner of his eyes. He clenched his jaw and looked at Wyan. Wyan gulped after meeting with his gaze. His eyes were bloodshot with jaw clenched. But again, she maintained her posture and looked him straight in the eyes without any fear. All that was here but the flashing sound of the camera. No one dared to say anything out of fear. But everyone was amazed to see Wyan's courage to slap the most dangerous person who can kill her just in the blink of an eye. After getting a lot of courage, Jungkook's friend Jimin stepped forward. Jungkook, he whispered lightly, fearing what he would do next. But he was surprised to see a smile on Jungkook's face. Now Jimin became more frightened because he knew what his friend is thinking at that moment. Jungkook ignored Jimin and stepped forward toward Wyan. Jimin quickly tried to stop him, but one look from Jungkook was enough to stop him on his track. Jimin looked down and let his friend do whatever he wanted. Jungkook moved forward toward her face and struck her left cheek with the back of his hand. Wyan stared at him blankly. Jungkook leaned over her ear and whispered softly, "You will pay for this, baby girl." If Wyan said that she is not scared, it would be a big fat lie. But she didn't let him see any kind of fear in her eyes and still stared at him blankly. Jungkook stepped back and looked at her face for the last time with his battered eyes. "Let's go," Jungkook said to Jimin, who silently followed him out of the mansion. As soon as Jungkook left the mansion, many reporters approached her with microphones in their hands and started bombarding questions. "Miss, why did you slap Mr. Jeon? What's your relationship with Mr. Jeon? Please ma'am, tell us what had happened between the two of you." Wyan heaved a sigh and gave them the answer of their questions. "He wanted to sleep with me for one night, but I refused it. So he tried to force me." Everyone gasped after hearing her, but again started asking questions. "Will you file a case against him? Do you think that after slapping Mr. Jeon in front of so many people, he will not harm you?" Just at that moment, Jennifer appeared and held Wyan's hand and shouted loudly for everyone to hear, "Function is over, all of you please take your leave now." Wyan looked at Jennifer's face and thought that Jennifer would scold her for this move, but still she has no regrets. Everyone started leaving the mansion. When everyone left, Jennifer turned around and looked angrily at Wyan. "Do you know what have you done?" she asked, grating her teeth. "I am sad that I didn't slap him hard, and here you are scolding me as if I did something wrong." Wyan pouted, tried to cheer her friend up. "You?" Jennifer's father interrupted her. "Wyan, we know you are not wrong, but the person you slapped isn't someone who will let you go without ruining you completely," Mr. Smith said. "So what do you both want me to do now?" she asked. "I will hold a press conference tomorrow where you will retract your statement that he tried to force you, and you will also tell them that you are wrong, not Mr. Jeon," Mr. Smith said. Wyan's face turned red with anger after listening to Mr. Smith's words. "I will not take a blame on myself. He has made a mistake and he will pay for this," Wyan shouted loudly. "You don't know him yet. Either he will kill you or he will destroy you in front of the whole world until you beg him to kill you," Mr. Smith shouted back. Wyan closed her eyes and heaved a sigh before opening them only to meet Mr. Smith's angry face. She again sighed and said calmly, "Uncle, I am not a weak girl. He can't do anything to me. And if he dares to do anything, he will face the consequence. I should take my leave now." Before Mr. Smith could say anything, she started walking out. "Wyan, stop right there," Jennifer shouted, but Wyan ignored her and left. What now, Dad? Jennifer asked, looking at her father. I will talk to Mr. Jeon and ask him to forgive her, which I am sure he will not do, he said and walked to his room. As soon as Jungkook stepped inside his room, he started breaking all the furniture in the room. He was looking like a beast. How dare she! He shouted while punching the mirror of the dressing table. Soon blood started oozing out, but he didn't care. He was not feeling any pain at the moment. When he broke everything in the room, he sat up in bed and began massaging his temple to ease the pain. A few minutes later, he heard a knock on the door. He knew who could dare to knock on the door instead of his man. Who would not dare to knock when they know that their boss is mad as hell at the moment? Come in, Jungkook shouted angrily, still massaging his temple. A door cracked open, and a man in black suit came in. He looked around the almost destroyed room, and then traveled his eyes toward the man sitting on the bed. If you have nothing to say, then fuck up, Taeyang, Jungkook said coldly. I got the information you wanted. Taeyang said emotionlessly and threw the file on the bed. Jungkook raised his head and turned around to saw the file. He picked up the file and began to go through the information. Soon a devilish smirk appeared on his face. Taeyang calmly placed the cigarette between his lips and lit it with a lighter. He asked, leaning against the wall, "What's the plan?" Jungkook looked up from the file. A devilish smirk was still playing on Jungkook's lips. "What do you think I will do?" Jungkook questioned him. "I know, you won't kill her yet. You are planning something else in your devil mind." Taeyang released the smoke from his mouth and answered blankly, "You are right. I won't kill her yet, because it won't be fun. I want her to suffer every day. I will make it difficult for her to live." Jungkook's eye darkened. "I have a plan for you," Taeyang said and sat down on a couch. Jungkook raised his eyebrow and looked at his friend weirdly. Taeyang never get interested in anyone's business. Yes, Jungkook is his boss, but still he never cared about what was going on in his boss' personal life. "When did you decide to take care of the personal matters of others?" Jungkook asked, tilting his head to the left. Taeyang suddenly stood up and threw the almost finished cigarette on the floor. He rubbed the cigarette with his foot while still looking into his friend's eyes emotionlessly. He then stepped toward the door, but stopped in his tracks after hearing Jungkook's words. "Tell me your plan." Taeyang turned to look at him and smirked. "You will not be called a man if you don't get what you want from her. She said you tried to force her. Now make her submit to you willingly, and then left her over to the world who will make her suffer so much that she will eventually kill herself." Jungkook listened and was still wondering if the idea was best when another voice came from the door. "Discredit her just as she discredited you all over the world." Jimin was leaning against the door with his arm crossed. Jungkook looked back at the file in his hand. He stroked her picture with his hand. A smirk appeared on his face before saying, "You wait and see how I will ruin you, my dear Ryan."